Good afternoon, YouTube. Hardball Crazy Cut Back a video. So I've been about a week or so for my last video. I was a little under the weather, so I wasn't too up and up on doing videos. Been watching a few videos. I'm slow on doing some replies, but look at that! I got live baseball on TV. Ah, yes, baseball's right around the corner. This is the Caribbean Series. It's going on right now in Miami. It's the first time the Caribbean Series has been played outside the Latin American countries, and I think first time ever. If you're not familiar with the Caribbean Series, it's the winter leagues we all know of. You know, some all-time greats, some Negro leaguers of the past, and players now are like wannabes and has-beens, or just Latino players playing in the local countries. They're winter leagues, say Puerto Rico, Cuba. Cuba's not in it this year, but Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Dominican Republic, Curacao. I think Uruguay, is playing this year. And the winter leagues, each of the winter league leagues they have, the champion of those winter leagues, they compete in one large Caribbean series, which this is. Been going on since the 50s, except for like middle of the 60s, with the Fidel Castro was being Fidel Castro, so they kind of missed that. But I digress with the live baseball. So excited! Pitchers and catchers report in a couple weeks. But in the meantime, I got live baseball in Espanol and ESPN Deportes, ESPN Plus, the Caribbean Series. Entertaining baseball. But today's video, I'm not lollygagging around. Today I just got back from an event, yearly event here at Michigan State. It's the annual Michigan State First Pitch Dinner. And it's basically sort of like a fundraiser celebration to start the season type deal, and to help promote the game, get funds for the baseball program, because you know college baseball does not have the influx of revenue that at least here in the North, the basketball and football does, even hockey, women's basketball. So they do more fundraising. And today they had the first pitch dinner, which is basically a dinner, and you meet the current Spartan teams, and you have a keynote speaker and an alumnus of the year, and they have a silent auction, and more on that later. And so today I had my dinner, and a bit just knew the Spartans. I personally know one of them from work, so I kind of like, hey, how you doing? Hey. Anyways, there was a silent auction, and I ended up winning it. First of all, they gave out a training card for the current team, training of current players. Nobody huge, no, I don't think there's many Major League ball players in here except for one. Because one player who wasn't there in tennis, I don't know why he couldn't make it, but he's basically like the honorary coach, part of the coaching staff. It started beginning last year, and his former Major League outfielder, most notably for the Chicago White Sox and the Washington Nationals, we won the World Series with, is Adam Eaton. He's actually got a card in the set. So Adam Eaton is a part of the Michigan State program. Evidently, he was when he came out of high school, the current Major League Michigan State manager tried to recruit him to go at the school at his current time. And he didn't, and Adam Eaton's brother-in-law did play hockey here at Michigan State several years ago, so he has ties to Michigan State, and it's kind of cool to actually have a Adam Eaton Michigan State card. Anyways, that's not why you want to come here. There was a silent auction, and I ended up winning a silent auction, and it was for a four autograph lot of former Spartan, the highest drafted Spartan of all time. Oakland A's will remember him. Our fans, he's a big triumphant of Oakland A's team of Hudson, Mulder, and Zito. And the Mulder part is Mark Mulder. He is a former Michigan State All-American. He was actually the second pick overall in the draft in 98, I think it was. 99, I think 99. 98, 99. And Pat Burrell of the Phillies was the first overall pick. Pat the Bat out of Florida State. But Mark Mulder was a second overall pick. I think that makes Michigan State the only school to have a top 2 pick. They've had a pick in top of all four major sports leagues, NBA, NFL, and NHL. Each had a number 1 pick overall, and Mulder just missed that with a number 2 pick, so I think Michigan State had a number 2 pick, the only one to have a number 2 pick overall in all the four major drafts. Magic Johnson in basketball, hockey, Joe Murphy, Detroit Red Wings, and in football, it was Bubba Smith in the first AFL NFL draft in '67. Anyways, I digress. Here's the 4 Mark Mulder autograph lots I wanted to sign at auction. Here's an 8x10. Him at MSU. Cool. Probably maybe put that on the wall here somewhere. Signed MSU yearbook from 1998. Mark Mulder. This is kind of the 2 pieces I kind of wanted the most. Two signed baseballs. One is anniversary ball from 130 years of MSU baseball. It's like a brown baseball. And a 2006 official World Series ball that has Mark Mulder on it. So I won those on the silent auction. Happy to add it to my collection. Add to my Mark Mulder collection. And kind of a cool pieces. Help out. I don't know if I overpaid for them or not. I'm not sure. It didn't cost me a whole lot of money. But you know what? Helps out the Michigan State baseball program all for that. And on to the keynote speaker. Back in 2020, Ivan Rodriguez was the keynote speaker. And I went there and got his autograph. Previous years before him, there was Jim Leland, Mark Mulder. I think Steve Garvey was MSU alum. Jack Morris, local guys mostly. Since 2021, and after a little hiatus with COVID, they had Dan Dickerson, the Tigers announcer, a couple years ago. And last year was Timothy Busfield, the actor, from Field of Dreams. He's actually from this area. I couldn't make it the last couple years, so this year I went and made it. And one of the keynote speakers this year was a actor buddy friend of Timothy Busfield, and is Robert Wool. I'm sure you all remember Robert Wool, Arliss fame, Cobb, and of course he was the assistant coach in Bull Durham. You all, and he was really cool. He talked about speeches. He said his favorite 3 sports is baseball, baseball, and baseball. He talked about things to love about baseball, some baseball stories, some Hollywood stories and such. He was very cool, very laid back. And at the end of the function, after I picked up my silent auction winnings, I went over to Robert Wool and got this card signed by him. Very cool guy. I can tell he's a passion for baseball. He knows his baseball. I talked history. He talked about stories of Harvey Haddix and Bill Veeck and other things. So he knows the knowledge of baseball history. And very cool guy. I became a little bit bigger Robert Wool fan. And that's my video for today. That's my experience. I'm looking forward to next year's first fit pitch, and hopefully MSU baseball team will have a decent season. It's hard for these Big Ten Northern teams to do really well. We lost 2 big draft picks from last year's team who could end up being major leaguers. But see how we play, see how we do. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.